Now we have Emily, Ian, and a whole crew here. This is Dudley. I've got Dudley right here. And who are these guys down?
This is Sydney.
And this is Maggie.
Sydney and Maggie. And these guys are pet rescue dogs, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, well, these two are.
These two are.
And this one we got through Pet Rescue,
Okay.
but he wasn't originally a pet rescue dog.
So how do you guys feel about everything that's going on? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I kind of feel like it's really not fair for many reasons. Number one, a lot of the dog people who walk there very often won't have time to because of the new hours and also the new way that you have to pay to get in. For us, it'd be $750 a year.
$750,
Which is a lot, because we're from Larchmont, so it's less to be in New Rochelle, but because we're from Larchmont, that's a lot of money to pay to bring your dogs to a dog park.
And we still shop in New Rochelle, and we're and we do a lot in New Rochelle, but just because we live in Larchmont, we're not able to go for that.
Right. So, what's these guys' favorite thing to do at Ward Acres?
Well, Sydney likes being with all the other dogs, and Maggie likes getting dirty.
Like in the
She
mud
likes
puddles and
all
everything.
because there's big lakes and everything for her, and she can roll around and everything with no fences and everything. She loves that.
And you guys obviously are in school, so when do you guys get to go the most?
On the
With
weekends.
dogs?
Usually go on the Saturdays, usually at around noon time, and that's usually when all the dogs go. Usually Saturday and Sunday is the main when all the kids and families go with their dogs. So it's a lot more fun because there's always kids and dogs to play with, and there's just a lot of people.
But with the new regulations, would you guys ever have time?
Barely.
No,
go?
we would never have time. And also, our dogs are walked by a dog walker on the weekdays. And she said with the new times, she'd barely be able to go. So our dogs wouldn't get to go to Ward Acres much anymore at all. And that's not good because that's their favorite place.
And their exercise
Yeah,
would
it's so
basically be
exactly. So they
completely cut down.
be bigger and bigger.
Which she needs.
Yeah,
I love you,
exactly
Maggie.
that one.
They're fairly big dogs.
Yeah, they are. I think definitely one of the funnest parts is that you get to know all the people and all the dogs. So you go there and you're like, oh, there's so-and-so. And it's really fun because you get to know everyone and you know the regulars and you know which time everyone goes. And it's really fun place to be.
So it's not just people from New Rochelle. It's
no,
people
it's
from
everywhere.
your town. It's
It's
from Larchmont, from all over the place.
I mean, some people even come from Scarsdale and it's a really fun family place to be. And even though there's no fencing, there's really small things that kind of make it a better place, like the little house where they put out the dog bowls and they refill it, and there's a hose there where you can hose your dogs down, and it's really nice, and it's a really fun place to go, especially with your family.
And the dogs, love it. When our dogs run away, sometimes the back gate is left open, and if they ever have the chance to get out, the first place that they run to is the car.
Because they want to go to
Because
Ward
they
Acres.
want to go to Ward Acres. Our dogs just love it there.
And you do too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really fun place to be.
Ward Acres is one of the best dog parks because it's one of the few dog parks that's has trails and everything and fun places for the dogs to go. We visited my grandparents, and the dog park near them was just a square of grass with a fence around it. And I was like, this is not a dog park.
I mean, there's trees everywhere, there's bushes everywhere, everyone runs around, and I mean, there's you get to know the paths too. You're like, oh, do you want to go this way or that way? Because you know where you're going, and it's really fun to be able to go there and play with your dogs.
And everyone else's dogs too. Because the dogs are it's their favorite place to be. So while they're there, they're loving every minute of it, and they're really taking it all in. And so, every dog there is just, in the best mood. And even if your dog isn't really good with other dogs, when you bring them to Ward Acres, they really are.
And it's really, I think it's respectful also because people pick up after their dogs. Like everyone's really respectful of the area and respectful of other people with their animals, and it's a great place because everyone's just nice to each other, and it's so easy to be friends with everyone.
And have Sydney and Maggie changed at all? Because you said they were pet rescue dogs, so
Yeah, they were a
bringing them
little
to
bit
Ward Acres.
shyer in the beginning, but I think taking them to Ward Acres, I think made them, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but like better personality. Like they just completely come out with other dogs at the park, because I mean they love to get the attention from all the people who want to pet them and stuff, and they've definitely changed. Especially this one, she was really shy in the beginning, and now she's opened up so much. And I think that's because she's been playing with so many dogs at Ward Acres on a daily basis.
Yeah, Sydney, when we first got her, if you like came at her with a hand, she would like duck away and run away, and she was the most skittish thing because, you know, before pet rescue she wasn't in good care. And then we brought her to Ward Acres, and after like a pattern of bringing her, she just developed into like this very like open dog who loved to play with any dog. And when we first got our new dog, Dudley, she was kind of jealous of him.
Because he got all the attention because he's a small one.
And now, like all they ever do, is play together. Like they run around the house playing.
What's it like growing up in a house with
It's the
3
best,
dogs?
especially because our uncle just moved here, also from California, and he has 2 dogs, and they stayed with us for a while, so we had 4 dogs, and then we got the little one, so we had like 5 dogs running around, and then when they left, I mean, it's awesome, even with the dog walking, like, it's quite an adventure trying to walk 3 dogs at a time around the block. It's pretty interesting. It's a challenge, but when you go around with other people, it's great companionship. Like it's really mandatory in our family that we have dogs around at all times.
Growing up in a house with 3 dogs, it seems like a lot easier than it looks because it's really the work isn't as bad as the enjoyment is good.
So,
Yes, I know.
what's your favorite part about having a dog? What have they added to your lives?
I mean, if you're like ever upset, like honestly, I know a lot of people don't believe in that, like, but I believe in this, like dog therapy. They literally cheer you up right away, and it's a great way to stay energetic and happy, and also like playing with them. It's just like it's such a fun thing to do, and like I couldn't imagine growing up without dogs. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah. They truly are man's best friend. It's like if you ever need a companion, they're there. And if you ever need a friend, they're there. And even if you don't need them, they're still there. And it's not a bad thing.
Plus, they don't judge you when you talk to them, even though people don't understand that. But I think they actually listen, and I think it's really fun to talk to them.
It is.
Right?
Although she gets annoyed when I talk to them.
So, as a little wrap up, what would Sydney say to the people out there if she could talk to them? What would she say about
She
Ward Acres
would
and about you guys?
Probably say something like, if you were to try and charge my family money to bring me to the place I love, then I could not sit back and watch that happen. Because both of them, I really think that they really come out of their shell when they go to Ward Acres. I really think that's the place where they can be the best dogs that they can be.